Hi, my name is Lindsay Fensel. I am the team dietitian for Aurora Baycare for the Blizzard football team. You'll be seeing me throughout the season doing different presentations within the app. I will be doing a variety of presentations about topics similar to like today, which is general nutrition for performance in football. I'm discussing optimizing hydration, optimizing recovery, and other things like gut health and how that can apply to the recovery process and your performance as a football player. So today we'll just be talking very generally about nutrition for football players. We obviously know that optimal nutrition for any sport, but specifically football, increases strength, power, coordination, and endurance. It decreases your fatigue. We know that if you're playing against another team and you're both running and one person gets fatigued first, that person's going to slow down, the other person's going to run faster. They're going to be able to push harder on the line. Everything in sense, it comes down to who can last longer and who can push farther. Also, the recovery process after games or after practices, you need to make sure that you're recovering well so that the next day you're able to perform at your best. Also, if you are getting injured, say you do end up getting injured and you're working with the athletic trainer to improve that recovery of the injury, nutrition appropriately can actually help facilitate a faster and more improved recovery process. So whether you're going through physical therapy or you're just trying to, recover from maybe like a jammed finger or a sprained ankle, nutrition can make that go faster. And we know that obviously you want to be on the field playing, you don't want to be off the field injured. And then lastly, proper growth and muscle development. A lot of the players want to maintain their muscle mass throughout the season. They want to grow their muscle mass. They want to be, in sense, as large and lean as possible, light on their feet, being able to push around different directions. And so with that, a lot of it comes with growing lean body mass, but not having too much extra with fat coming along with it. Generally, how to create a balanced performance plate. It's looking at 4 different aspects. It'll be having a protein, a carb, ideally one higher in fiber, a fat, ideally a healthy fat, and then a nutrient, which is vegetables and fruits. Around half of your plate will be fruits and vegetables. We know that fruits provide lots of good carbohydrates for us. Vegetables and fruits both provide micronutrients. The protein is very important for recovery of our muscle mass, and then fiber-rich carbohydrates obviously keep us full and provide us more energy. So when looking at healthy snacks, you want to make sure that you're still having a protein and then something else. So instead of just having an apple, have an apple with peanut butter. Instead of just having, crackers, have crackers with some sausage with it, or have crackers with some tuna. So trying to make sure you're having protein at every meal and snack when you're eating. Being football players, you have a very, very high protein need. And so you might be needing to get 150 to 180 grams of protein a day to maintain your muscle mass. And so ensuring that you eat protein at every meal and snack throughout the whole day helps you work towards that total protein goal. So carbohydrates are very important for power and strength athletes. So those in football, it is directly what your body breaks down and uses as energy. So they are the primary fuel source during high intensity exercise, in addition to muscle recovery. Carbohydrates should be eaten at meals in addition to before and after exercise to fuel for the exercise and then recover from the exercise. On game days or games or days that you're going to be training at a higher level, you want to make sure that at least a third of your plate is carbohydrates. So trying to incorporate fruits, sweet potatoes, regular potatoes like baby reds, Yukon Gold, baked potatoes, etc. Peas, squash, corn, quinoa, oats, rice, legumes like chickpeas, chili beans, black beans, unsweetened dried fruit, unsweetened cereal, and 100% whole grain crackers, breads, and wraps. You want to minimize the options of processed carbs, sugary treats, fried foods, and chips. We will get into the next presentation about utilizing your vouchers appropriately, as you will be getting vouchers for meals throughout the season, sponsored by your very generous restaurants around the area. That being said, utilizing those in a healthy way because some of them might provide more bar food than other foods. It's really important, and if you need help doing that, please come and see me, because you want to make sure you're eating good carbohydrates to fuel versus, going out for a burger and fries or a greasy pizza, as that's not going to provide as much clean energy for you. Next is protein. So it helps build and repair muscles, improves energy, and keeps you full, and since helps your muscle grow. Your daily protein goal should be taking your body weight times 0.6 to 0.8. I would recommend all of you kind of being on the higher end of that. So for example, if you're a 150-pound athlete, that would be very small, but say that's what you are for easy math, your range would be 90 to 120 grams of protein, but I recommend for all of you guys to go on the higher end, so aiming more towards the 120 grams of protein per day. Including protein at every meal and snack throughout the day is very important. Protein per meal to help you get towards the goal of reaching your total intake is 20 to 40 grams of protein. And then a snack should include around 5 to 20. Again, if you need help kind of knowing what that looks like, please feel free to reach out for a one-on-one session. The players who are around like 310, 320, obviously you take 0.8 times that weight, it's going to be like almost 200 grams of protein. And so you might notice that that's a very large number and you're just feeling full all the time, trying to incorporate that and feeling like you're just constantly eating protein for every meal and not really getting enough other things. That's when supplementation can be really helpful for you, because if you drink it more in a protein form or a liquid form, it doesn't fill you up as much and doesn't cause as much stomach upset. But again, if that's something that you're working on, we can talk about that together. Your body can only absorb around approximately 30 grams of protein into the muscle at one time, which is why it's important to continuously be eating protein throughout the day, not just downing, 4 protein scoops into a shake, and you have 80 grams of protein in that one thing, and then not eating again until dinner and having a really big dinner. So you're not going to be able to absorb as much into the muscles as your body needs to recover for the intensity that you guys are working out at. The proteins you want to include are poultry, whether that's turkey or chicken or duck, 90% lean beef, fatty fish like salmon and tuna, lean fish like whitefish, haddock, cod, walleye, perch, things like that, cottage cheese, Greek yogurt, eggs, wild game. Some of you guys had said that you were hunters, so if you like to hunt, whether it's venison, that's a very lean protein source, legumes, nuts, nut butters, and seeds. You want to decrease the options that are more processed meats like sausages and hot dogs, and then you want to limit fatty cuts of meat like bacon and prime rib, things like that, and then fried options. The third and final macronutrient out of protein, carbs, and fats is fat. You want to make sure you're incorporating fats every day, as it's helpful for recovery because it decreases the inflammation in your body, so your body just works better. And also, it helps you get enough calories. You will be needing to eat so many calories and so much food to keep your body at the adequate energy needs to work out and train and play games like you are at this high level. So fats will be very helpful for you to get those extra calories in. You want to increase options like olive oil, avocados, nuts, chia seeds, flax meal, sunflower, pepita seeds, peanut butter, eggs, fatty fish like salmon, tuna, and sardines, coconut oil, organic, full-fat dairy. You want to decrease options like fried foods, desserts and treats, hydrogenated oils like soybean, corn, and mixed vegetable oil, lard and tallow, and processed foods high in fat in general. Just like macronutrients are important, micronutrients are equally as important. What's interesting is you actually cannot optimally metabolize and break down and utilize your carbs, proteins, and fats if you do not consume enough micronutrients. The chemistry of your body needs those vitamins and minerals to work at its best. My number one recommendation is to consume a variety of colors. Aim to consume around 5 to 9 servings a day of a variety of vegetables and fruits. Vegetable options that are very good for you are leafy greens, carrots, peppers, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, cauliflower, green beans, tomatoes, celery, radishes, cucumbers, zucchini, and other things. We will be coming into spring eventually, and if you're here throughout that time of the year, we have great farmers markets in Green Bay that you can utilize for fresh local produce. Next is for fruits, blueberries, raspberries, strawberries, blackberries, other things like grapes, apples, bananas, pears, plums, watermelon, cantaloupe, and other melons, and oranges. Moving out of food into hydration, we know that drinking water is very important, but you want to make sure you're drinking enough, especially at the intensity that you guys are all playing and training at. Minimally, you should be consuming half of your body weight in ounces of water. So again, for simple math, say you're a 150-pound athlete, you minimally should be consuming around 75 ounces a day. If half of your body weight seems super far off for you, and say your goal is to have 100 ounces and you're only at 30 or 40 a day, you don't want to just go right up to 100 ounces because you're going to be having to go to the bathroom very frequently. I do recommend a slow increase, around 20 to 30 ounces per month. If you need to help increase your hydration quicker at a faster rate, please come work with me. But you do not want to have to do it so quickly because your body just doesn't know what to do with that much volume of fluid in it. It needs time to adapt. Next, hydration with exercise timing. You want to stop drinking large amounts of water about 2 to 3 hours before the game. Like I said, you should be trying to consume as much water as possible for your body, but you don't want to have to go to the bathroom throughout the game. And so stopping 2 to 3 hours beforehand helps you be able to go to the bathroom and eliminate excess water. But do continue to keep sipping fluid up until the game to make sure that you are topped off at your hydration levels. Throughout the game or throughout practice, make sure you're continuously taking large gulps of water every 10 to 15 minutes or sooner if you are a person who sweats a lot. And after exercise, focus on hydrating your body and replenishing with electrolytes if needed. Add extra electrolytes on game days. I recommend that for everyone. In addition, hot and humid days. If you are traveling to a location that is very abnormally hot compared to our Wisconsin area, make sure you're doing that. Or if it's very humid in the training facility, or if it happens to just be hot here and you sweat very much, you want to make sure that you are keeping your body hydrated and with the right electrolytes. Up next, nutrition timing around exercise. So we all hear like pre-workout meals, post-workout meals. I kind of want to explain what that means to you and why you need it for your body. Before exercise, you need to make sure that you are as full of energy and the right types of food to provide energy. For example, carbohydrates, like I said previously, are really important in addition to having a little bit of protein. So a pre-workout meal is whatever meal you would have 3 to 4 hours, maybe 2 hours before the game that fuels you for the event or maybe practice. So say you have practice around 8 a.m., your breakfast around 6 a.m. would be your meal. Say you have practice in the afternoon or your game is at 7 o'clock at night, your pre-workout meal would be a really early dinner, around like 3 to 4. You want to make sure that's incorporating all things, fats, protein, nutrients, and a lot of carbs. You want that to be like half a plate of carbs. We're talking about the fruits, the grains, starchy vegetables, things like that. Pre-workout snack. So this would be a smaller portion of food that you consume 30 to 60 minutes before exercise that just tops off your muscle stores. So say you are not a breakfast person and you have 6 a.m. training, just grabbing something super quick and small that you have something in your body and you're not just running off of yesterday's food is very important. Or when you're at a game and say you haven't eaten since 3 or 4 o'clock and you're playing at 7:30, having those snacks to help top off your glycogen and your sugar stores to provide the most energy possible throughout your training and game time. So you want it to be a very rich carbohydrate snack with a little bit of protein. So granola bars and Go-Gurts can be good. A small bowl of oatmeal with PB Fit can be good. A banana with almond butter or a piece of toast with jam. Also, you can see on the picture, some rice cakes with peanut butter and banana on it. Lots of really good carbohydrates, a little bit of protein. So really good energy options. During exercise, you want to be able to have very, very quick sugars. So that would be when you're drinking sports drinks like Gatorade. It's pretty much just sugar and sodium, which is electrolytes and energy for your body. And so that's in a sense why those are useful. In addition, at games, you will notice that they do have snacks out. And if you want to bring some snacks to practice just to maintain your energy levels, I do recommend that if that sits well in your stomach. Dried fruit works good. Orange slices of banana, fruit snacks, or fruit leathers. I recommend the brand That's It. It's just dried fruit, no extra sugars or anything. So that's something that you can utilize. It's very whole food form. Nutrition timing around exercise continued. Post-workout recovery is vital. You want to consume the food, the proteins, and the carbs as soon as possible. You want to get it for sure within a 2-hour window, but right away, as fast as you can after your training or your game, you want to have at least a snack. And that could be chocolate milk, a protein shake, and a banana, a smoothie, like you see in the picture, Greek yogurt and berries, things like that. And then the meal, maybe once you have a little bit more hunger, but again, for sure within a 2-hour window, and again, as soon as you possibly can, eat a full meal with lots of proteins, carbs, nutrients, fats, things like that. I do get questions about performance enhancing supplements. So I just wanted to touch base on a couple of them that do have good benefits. So creatine is something that I do really recommend for people if they are wanting to grow muscle mass and optimize recovery. There's a lot of really good research in it. It increases hydration of the muscles, speeding up the recovery cells in the muscle fibers, and increases your anabolic hormones like HGH and testosterone naturally, which that can improve muscle growth and recovery. Creatine monohydrate is the most useful form. There's a lot of different types of creatine. Make sure you choose the monohydrate. That's what most research supports. If you don't know what brand to choose, you can always email me. I do also have a handout that if you email me and ask for it, I can email to you of my recommended supplements for pre-workout, creatine, protein powder, all of those things with the actual brands. Do note that with creatine, you will notice around a 2% increase in weight. That's normal. That happens because of water retention. Like I said, your water and your muscles are just being held there for more recovery. And you'll just notice a little bit more like puff, or you just look a little more jacked per se. And so that's normal. If you are a person who's on the teeter-totter of the high end of where you should be, maybe consider that as like you don't want to go overweight. But that's something that we can discuss one-on-one if you're just not sure if that's right for you. The dosing recommendations are 2 different options: the loading phase, which helps to get up to the maximum amount quickly, and then you just drop to more of maintenance. Or you can slowly just go up in maintenance phase and just slowly increase your levels until you max out eventually. You're going to ask which one is better. I mean, obviously the loading phase helps you get to maximum amounts quicker. Although if you have a sensitive gut or stomach, you might notice that it causes a little bit of GI upset or digestive upset. So I would recommend the loading phase to help you get to the peak creatine levels. Although if you end up noticing a little bit of abnormal like stomach issues, just go to the maintenance phase as a secondary option. And if you personally just want to do maintenance phase all the way up, that's totally up to you, and you will still get to the maximum amount eventually. Next is beta-alanine. It increases your time to fatigue for muscles by buffering the pH levels. I'm sure you heard of lactic acid buildup as your muscles and your legs start burning and you're sitting in like a squat or a lunge, or you're trying to do like a push press and your muscles just start hurting so bad. That's literally acid building up in your muscles. And so beta-alanine helps buffer the pH levels to help you work out longer and push through that movement, that exercise, that training circuit longer. And so over time, you will help improve your performance. There is a side effects of tingles. You might notice it in your hands or your face, although that can be mediated, so minimized by taking smaller doses. The dosing is loading phase 4 to 6 grams daily. You want to divide into doses of 2 grams or less, again, to minimize the tingling sensation side effects. And that's for 1 to 2 weeks. So Fem protein powder, I think we all kind of know what it is. I have a picture on the side. I like Orgain protein powder. I think it's really good. It has plant-based and dairy-based options. They have the portable shakes. They have the powder form. And it's organic, so I like that. But obviously, if you have your own favorite form or brand, you can consume that as well. And if you don't know which type to get, again, ask me for that handout and I can send it to you. But protein's helpful for helping rebuild muscle tissue, helping you recover, and just maintaining that strength and mass, muscle mass. So does protein powder do it better than other food? No, protein is protein, although post-exercise, when you're utilizing things very quickly and your GI system, your stomach just isn't functioning as well because you just got off of working out very hard, your stomach can tolerate liquid protein better than whole foods. It just takes less work for your stomach to break it down. So that can be a really easy post-workout snack, is just chugging like 2 scoops of protein powder. Or if they provide that for you in the gym, you can drink that there as well. But other than that, you can also put protein powder in meals. So like say you like oatmeal or say you like pancakes, you can add protein to those meals to just increase the protein profile and help you work towards your total protein goal for the day. But like I said, ideally consume the protein powder by itself directly after exercise to increase the recovery process and start that initial recovery. Extra considerations for performance that has nothing to do with nutrition, but everything to do with your performance as a football player. Getting enough sleep, you're probably going to hear this every single day from Olu. Sleep is so vital. That is the most important thing you can do for recovery and energy levels. Those who don't do it, you're just not going to perform as well, and that's going to show on the field. And so you need to optimize sleep. Honestly, 8 to 10 hours is probably ideal, and you know what's best for yourself, but you need to do that. Especially if you have to wake up early, you need to be in bed early. That's just your responsibility as an athlete. And it's important to develop a consistent nighttime routine. If you struggle with falling asleep by 10, 9, you probably should be seeing me to work on building a nighttime routine. We need to get you to start falling asleep by 10 p.m. at the latest, ideally 9 or so. And then stress management is super important. When your body's stressed out and inflamed, your muscles won't recover as well. Also, it just affects your mental performance and your focus and how much you can have motivation for training and just for showing up for yourself and your teammates at the game. Next is gut health. Poor gut health can cause inflammation, which leads to poor digestion, slowed recovery, less energy, and again, less mental focus, which affects you on and off the field. We do have a mental performance specialist. I wanted to note that if you wanted to work with him, you can talk to your athletic trainer about that. And then lastly, social support. We want to make sure that you are feeling supported, whether that's through your teammates, through coaches. A lot of you traveled very far to come here, and it can be hard being away from your family. Maybe you have kids, maybe you have a spouse, and it can be very, very trying. So making sure that you still maintain those social relationships and trying to, create a really close-knit group with the coaches and the teammates that you have here. The plan moving forward, you can, if you want to work with me on one-on-one level about nutrition or other lifestyle habits, you can tell the athletic trainer you are interested in nutrition help. That athletic trainer will then send you a couple questions to help determine your goals and your intentions with nutrition coaching. And then once we say that you're a good fit for nutrition coaching, you can schedule at the front desk in the sports medicine building. The phone number to call is 920-288-5491. It's the same building as where you're going to have your athletic training therapy. And so you can always just schedule at the front desk on your way through to the gym. I do virtual and in-person sessions to accommodate your schedules. Maybe if you're out traveling for a game or if you just don't have a car to travel. And then the initial evals are 60 minutes, just so you're aware, for time and appointments, and then follow-ups are 35 to 40 minutes. Once again, just making sure you can build that time into your schedule. I will also be presenting once a month, and they'll be uploaded into the team app by the athletic trainer. And the topics will be, again, about different things like lifestyle changes, optimizing recovery, gut health, supplements, how to use your vouchers healthfully, things like that. For questions that are quick and you don't really need to like meet with me one-on-one, but you still just want, an answer, you can feel free to always email me. My email is lindsay.fensel@ah.org, or just ask me the question if you see me, walking around and not with another patient in the clinic. I'm more than happy to help you. And if you are injured and you want to accelerate your recovery process, I have an already created handout called Rehab and Orthopedic Nutrition. So that is what you can do while you're going through the therapy process if you're injured to accelerate and increase the speed in which you will heal. That is all I have for today. You'll be seeing a video posted the first Wednesday of every month, and this is your first month, so the next one you see will be in April. Have a nice day.